and welcome to Bradley the Singing Chef. Today I'm going to make a Southern comfort food classic. It's my version of chicken cheesy roll-ups. It's a pretty simple recipe to put together. The first step that I had to do was I actually roasted 3 chicken breasts. You can take a look down a little bit lower on my YouTube channel to find the recipe for how I roast chicken breasts in the oven. With some white wine and butter and salt and pepper and seasoning and garlic and lemons and all that good stuff. I just had some food prep already done for the week with some chicken breasts, and I had 3 that I decided to utilize for this recipe. So make sure you check out that video for roasted chicken breast. That will be a staple for tons of other recipes, including this one today. So I took those chicken breasts, roasted them in the oven until they were completely cooked. And then I chopped those up, some into small pieces and some into sort of thin strips or so. So cutting lengthwise of the chicken breast down into sort of thin strips. And then some pieces I left in smaller chunks because that's going to go also into this dish on the side, just not in the roll-ups themselves. All right, so I have a saucepan over here on medium-high heat. To that saucepan, I'm going to add 2 cans of soup. For my version of this recipe, I like to use both a can of cream of chicken soup and a can of cream of mushroom soup. You could do 2 cans of cream of chicken if you wanted to, but I actually like the kind of earthy umami flavor of mushrooms that adds a little bit of a different flavor other than just chicken to this dish. So here's my cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to put that into the saucepan. Scoop all of that goodness in there. A little bit more very bottom. Put that can aside, and then I have the can of cream of chicken soup to also add to the saucepan. This is kind of the sauce that lives around your chicken roll-ups. It's also a great start to any casserole dish for these 2 cans of soup. So I usually keep my pantry stocked with cream of mushroom and cream of chicken all the time. To that, I'm going to add 2½ cups of milk. It can be almond milk, it can be skim milk. I happen to have whole milk to use today. I'm going to get that soup stirred around a little bit into that milk. Let that heat through. The milk was cold, so it may take a little bit for this to come back up to heat. And then once that is up to heat, I'm going to add 4 ounces or so. So typically shredded cheese comes in about an 8 ounce or so package. So I'm going to use about 4 ounces of shredded cheddar into this mix once that comes back up to temperature. So let's talk about assembling these chicken roll-ups, okay? Before I add that cheese. The first thing you're going to need are 2 regular cans of crescent rolls that you would find in any grocery store pretty much. And I'm just going to pop these open with my spoon. It will cooperate for me. There we go. You're going to take these crescent rolls out, and just like you were going to make the rolls themselves, you're going to separate these into triangles on your cutting board. They're already perforated in triangles for you usually, so it should make pretty easy work of that. Let's check on this sauce over here. I think things are starting to come together and heat up. Very good. That's sitting there. All right, so with each of these triangles, what you're going to do is for each of the triangles, you're going to start at the bottom end or the corner and you're gonna take one of those pieces of chicken, the strip, flatten out your dough a little bit, place that on the end, and then with the other 4 ounces from the package of cheddar, you're gonna take a little pinch of cheddar, put it right on top of that chicken, and roll her up. And put it to the side. And you repeat that process over and over and over again for your chicken roll-ups. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this 4 ounces of cheddar into this so that the cheese can start melting down too into the mix. Get that going. Perfect. So let's show you one more time that process with these roll-ups. So shorter end of the triangle, not the thinnest end. That's where you're gonna start with a piece of chicken. Put that in, a little pinch of cheese on top, and roll. And set it off to the side. Piece of chicken, cheese, and roll. All right, I'm gonna keep rolling up both cans worth of crescent rolls with the chicken that I've got. Keep this sauce going until that's nice and melted, and once I get all that ready to go and assemble, I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. As you can see, I've got all my little roll-ups standing by here on my cutting board that I've rolled up in those crescent rolls with the chicken and the cheese, and my sauce over here has really started to thicken up with that cheese in there. The last thing I'm gonna add to this sauce is some ground black pepper. A nice big pinch of black pepper. There's plenty of salt already in the soups that we put into this sauce, as well as that cheese is gonna give it some salt too. So I don't think you really need to add much more salt to the mixture, but a hit of black pepper is actually a good thing. All right, turn off my heat here. I've got my little 8x11 pan here, actually. I usually would put this in a 13x9, but I'm gonna push these together in a way that I think it's gonna work in this 11x8. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spoon some of this sauce into the bottom of the casserole dish. Get a nice layer of sauce all over, ooh, look at that cheesy goodness, all over the bottom. Those little bitty bits of mushroom in there, adding some flavor. It's gonna be so good. The sauce should be about, I don't know, inch or so high in the pan. So you're gonna put quite a bit in there first. Great. I've still got some left. I'm going to put that over on the side to hang out. And then I'm just going to nestle all of these chicken roll-ups into this sauce in the pan. And I'm going to run these lengthwise. If I can double up a couple of the smaller ones, that's okay. And just nestle them in. If they overlap, that's perfectly fine. Be just fine. Ooh, this pan's gonna shortchange me a little bit, but that's okay. I can get another pan and finish with the rest of those. Great. That looks amazing. Now, I told you I had a few chunks of chicken that I did not slice into full slices. That's just so I can nestle these big chunks of chicken into the gaps of this pan. You don't want to pour the sauce over the rolls. You want the rolls to stick out as much as possible so that they are nice and browned on the top. All right, I am going to get another baking dish and I'm gonna put these chicken roll-ups in that baking dish to get those roasted off maybe tomorrow for the rest of the week. But I'm gonna pop these into my preheated 350-degree oven, let them go for, I don't know, since the chicken's already cooked, and the soup's already pretty much warm. We're really just waiting on those rolls to get ready. So it's probably gonna take about 15 or so minutes. So keep an eye on when those crescent rolls puff up and they're nice and golden brown on top, you are ready for some chicken roll-up goodness. I'm gonna pop this in the oven and I'll see you in a bit. Hey y'all, we are back and it is comfort food goodness time. I am so excited. So I just took my cheesy chicken roll-ups out of the 350-degree oven. It took about 17 or so minutes for mine to get nice and golden brown on the top of these crescent rolls that chicken and cheese is wrapped in, sitting in that bed of cheesy sauce. I mean, really? Is this real life? I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to dive in and give one of these a taste, even though they are fresh and hot out of the oven. Hopefully I won't burn myself, but I've got to get in there. Oh my goodness, she smells so good. Get my spatula down in there. One little roll up. There's an extra piece of chicken down in there too, but I'm not going to go fishing for it right now, so I can get to eating. All right, here we go, folks. Moment of truth. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit black pepper. I love that the crescent roll, because it's not fully submerged, has puffed up and gotten golden and kind of crispy to give me some texture as I cut through. Oh yeah. Into that beautiful chicken breast that's in the center and that cheesy sauce. Oh yeah. This is the easiest recipe with the biggest payoff. So much great savory flavor that is so comforting for your belly and for your soul. I really hope you will try this cheesy chicken roll-up recipe. I know you're gonna enjoy it, and as will your family. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video with all of your friends so more of us can get around the table and enjoy some good eating. Eat well, love always. Bon appetit, y'all.